Jay. And Joe and them, you know. And tell me, you're not going to meet the maker. So, and I take back in time. So, I don't want to man cut out about it. They were the killer whole of Jamaica to blood. That's the break. As they break the general. Get them more to 1-1. As they break the general. Police kill every blood clot while them as they break. Because I don't want to hear, brother. I'm not going to feel me, G. Yeah, and I want to work. I'm going to look at Junker. I might play kill you. I might play kill you, you know. And I might play kill you, but guys, you know. I'm going to compensate me about that. And then the place by top of me, by top. You see, so we know when I'm going to kill you. You know, for the from and drive to take the tool and go up on one place, then DISGRACE goes for last people of Ben Boden, brother. He come like a rascal, him. Do more than peak, you know. So for them go kill you. That's the go, man. I can't hear a film with general, man. Police did them wicked, man. Pee your body shot, man. Yeah, man. Pee heart and liver and lungs. Look at that blood clot police as they break. I back the police, them, man. Back the police, them, general. I'm not custom. I back them. Kill out them blood clot. Kill them, general. Kill out them post world, G. As they break police.
Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz, news and entertainment with a buzz. The voice note that you just heard is a man that is from the place Guys Hill, in which a man was taken out. There's also a picture of him laying under the table. It is said that 4 gunmen, that is from a place that is called Cuba. Cuba is in Waterhouse, sorry. They left from where they are in a vehicle, went to commit a hit, contract killing, robbery/contract killing. Was on their way back in a Linstead where they were intercepted. Based on the information, it is said that persons from Guys Hill called the police. Police raided the other police them in a bag walk, and they were trailing or tracing the vehicle. The vehicle was intercepted in a bag walk in the Linstead area, and then all hell broke loose. There's a video that accompanies that information. I want you to take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Damn, police are kill man! Oh my God!
So people, you heard the voice notes and then you saw the video. Man rolling up, buck up in a shootout allegedly between the police and these 4 gunmen. This sounded like a one-sided affair. However, whenever you go on a murder mission and you take with somebody and the people them call and the police intercept you, it is only going to go one way. My advice for persons like this that buck up in a shootout, whether it's between gunman and gunman, you go the opposite way. You don't go left or you don't go right. Because you never know where the victim or the police is running. You never know, you might be caught in a crossfire. I just said, think wisely. It is better that you inconvenience yourself and live a next day. So people, you heard what the man said in the voice note. They left from Cuba in a Waterhouse, and they went all the way to Guys Hill. Up some hill, up some terrain, up some steep hill. Just we got take one man, and then them left. However, like them always say, man a plan, God a wipe out them, then buck up into the police, intercepted by the police. And based on the amount of rounds that you heard, the police did not spare any sorts of rounds. They wanted to make sure that they took them away totally on the spot. They wanted to make sure that they did not go to the hospital. They did not want to go through the tedious task of taking them to court and wasting taxpayers' money. That is money from the public's purse. Now, people, based on information that I am getting, and I don't know if you've seen the videos with all 4 persons suspect laying down, bleeding from all over them body, all of them mouth, all sorts are ready to run out. It looked like some sorts of explosion took place in them head. That is based on all the pressure. That is based on the impacts of the shot hitting their vital organs, and then they spitting out or bleeding all sorts of red through their nose. It is said that one of the men that was on the yellow stretcher, meaning that stretcher that they put them on after they lost their life, he lost a brother less than a year ago. That brother went on a robbery. It is also said that the driver of the vehicle, he is a man that works. He came home from work where he is a painter by profession. He was bothered by those other 3 men to take them on the mission. Now, people, it is sad when you live in one of these volatile communities and then people are got body up. Tell you, say them go on mission and you have no option. And people, I don't know if this man was an equal participant or he just did not have any choice, because sometimes when the boss or the don call you, you have to go, or else you or your family is going to lose their life. So if this is true, based on information that I am getting, he just caught himself in the wrong place. He died by default.
4 men that were killed by the police are Bub, Little Man, Papa, and Nutty. He's Ernest right-hand man. Papa is Chuck little brother that was killed last year in St. Elizabeth during a robbery. All of them are from Waterhouse. Kingston 11. 2 are from Ashoka Road, which is the same road that is renamed after Shelley Ann Fraser Price. Papa is from Varma Road, and the others are from Savitri Road, which is also known as Cuba, in Waterhouse. Papa's mother is called Vinnie.
Now, in the voice note, the man told you, your Prime Minister Andrew Holness made it very clear. You're either going to meet the judge or meet your maker, or meet the devil down in hell, in the abyss of hell. Well, people, based on how the police is operating, and justifiably so, you are more than likely going to meet your maker, because these police is not going to give you the option. Such is the case in this case. Like them say, you live by the gun, you die by the gun. They caught you right in the act, they caught you red-handed, and everybody get red up. Point blank and period.
2 policemen were shot and killed by gunmen on Waltham Park Road in St. Andrew last night. They have been identified as Constable Charles Audley Stewart, who was attached to the Spanish Town Police, and Constable Jamarie Gordon, attached to the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch. They were off duty at the time of the incident. It's reported that the police officers were at a car wash and car mart at 83 Waltham Park Road around 7:38 when they were attacked by 2 gunmen. The policemen were transported to the Kingston Public Hospital, where they were pronounced dead. And Minister of National Security and Peace, Dr. Horace Chang, has condemned last night's attack on 2 members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Dr. Chang says this assault on the police officers is an attack on the very foundations of law, order, and public safety. He says these officers were carrying out their sworn duty to protect and serve, and the criminals who targeted them have shown a shocking disregard for human life and for the rule of law. Dr. Chang says those who attack police officers must know that the full weight of the state will come after them. He extended condolences to the families who are grieving and with the men and women of the force who worked alongside these officers. The minister is urging anyone with information to come forward so that the perpetrators can be apprehended.
Yeah, Bogle, you know, say, with the police, them going on, it's like one of them bridging car get thief. So it's like 2 of them are squad, so them link up and I don't know, man, I go try find bridging thing, and my bridging link him. So then go all track the car to hear the 3 Walter, man. Must go catch a youth with the car or so. Like them, you don't know them, all boy and boy I give them chat, you don't know, man. You say them a box up on a youth, them and a friend them, go see what go on. Go rise two strap and jump now and carry and just pull up on them and start fire be a shot. So two of them dead.
So the next thing that is popping in the news, based on the news that you just heard, it is said that two of the suspects that were involved in that situation with the police, they were caught. So therefore, 2 out of 6 that are responsible. Pictures on the screen as I speak. They are Junior Brown from 83 Waltham Park Road, Kingston 11. He is said to be 18 years old. Date of birth 9/12/2005. How that comes to be 18, the maths is not matching up. However, that is his name. The next person, Marquane Monroe. He is from 48 Ricketts Crescent, that is in Kingston 11. He is said to be 19-year-old. Again, 29/12/2005. Yeah, that can't add up. So the 12th December, so we're not past December yet. So therefore that maths is matching up. Now people, I don't know what is wrong with these young men in Jamaica. I don't know if they have not read the notice board, don't get the message at the bottom. So whenever you take out any member of the state, any politician, anybody of influence, the resources that is going to be used on you and the amount of corn that is going to be used on you is not going to be nothing normal. So I say this to say that when you hear the Prime Minister give out his disclaimer and say, if you challenge the police, if you don't act right, you're going to end up in the wrong place. And then you hear the security minister, if you hear the commissioner, if you hear the justice minister come out and said condolences to the family. He's not only talking about the family of the victim, meaning these 2 police officers. He's also speaking about the family of the person that are going to die. So when it is all said and done, these 2 youth, Junior Brown and also Mr. Monroe, they should be lucky that they are still alive. Maybe the police is doing investigation and maybe they are directly or indirectly associated with the takeaway. So that is why the police might have spared their lives. Maybe the police is going to use them for information, meaning leading up to the persons who were the actual triggerman. Whoever is the triggerman or triggermen, may God help them. Dog are going to eat them supper without a shadow of a doubt. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is based on the buzzing topic all over social media, in a news, in a real life, in which Buju Banton made a post on social media and he was dissing, well, exposing the level, widespread thief rate that goes on at airports, specifically Norman Manley International Airport. Not to say that it does not go on in the Montego Bay Airport, however, he was speaking specifically based on an experience he had with all the stuff that he brought in for the hurricane relief and recovery. Based on what he said, them thief out all sorts of stuff, included stove, including one of them satellite system, a whole bunch of them. Well, people, like they've always said, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Mr. VAZ, meaning the transportation minister, that is part of his portfolio, made a couple of posts on social media in a news in a real life, wherein he was saying that Buju Banton should have contacted him, and he's surprised that Buju Banton did not contact him, based on the fact that himself and Babsy Grange made sure everything was a smooth transition with these stuff coming through the airport, and then they've been turned over to the persons who are the charitable organization that includes Buju Banton. He then did a news conference and he was dissing Buju Banton, basically saying that Buju Banton is a liar. I want you to take a look at both of these, and then I am going to speak about both of them. And then I'll give my piece.
Buju, hear me now. You and me know one another a long time. Thank you for all the efforts for the relief for Hurricane Melissa for the people of Jamaica. But if you have an issue, you can reach me. Give me the information and let me investigate it. To go public on social media and bring the effort into disrepute is not helping anybody. Give me the details, give me the specifics, and let me deal with it. But I don't rate how you're handling it. So, brethren, do better than that, man. We have had over 300 and odd relief cargo flights landing in Jamaica from Melissa. And I have never received one complaint from any of the international organizations and charities. Let me take time out just to indicate that there was an unfortunate post yesterday by a musician indicating that there were some wrongdoings in relation to the cargo that came for relief. While I welcome all efforts and attempts for persons to help in small, medium, and large ways, fact of the matter is that we must have an accountable system. And I want to publicly state today, without fear of contradiction, that I did an overnight investigation, including cameras and including the custom broker who handled the shipment. And I want to make it very clear that the shipment left the airport intact as it came, fully wrapped, and everything that was there left the airport in the custody of the charitable organization. It went to a warehouse in Spanish Town, which the government has no involvement in whatsoever. So as far as what we did in terms of making sure that the goods that were meant for the people, the poor suffering people, were delivered. And I'm going to ask for everybody to please just do what you are doing and do so in the best interest of the people of Jamaica. And do not cause mischief or nuisance, because I will be there to defend the government as long as it is on the seaside or the port side. Absolute rubbish was posted, and I say so without fear of contradiction. And anybody who wants, come to me and I will give you the evidence.
Now, people, just to be fair, like I've always said, there are always three sides to every story. Buju Banton side, Darrell VAZ side, and then there's a truth. What is the truth? Let me try to analyze. We heard what Buju Banton said, and Buju Banton made the efforts along with other charitable organizations. They arranged a cargo plane, very expensive, a whole bunch of effort, a whole bunch of manpower, a whole bunch of cash, including cash from Buju Banton and persons that trust him and gave him these goods for the relief of the suffering people. When you talk about Buju Banton, yes, Buju Banton got himself in some problem. Buju Banton did his time. So Buju Banton is a free man. Buju Banton, I would say, is rehabilitated. Has no reason he should have never got himself in that situation that he got himself within. It was penny wise and pound foolish, but that is a story for our next day. So when you think about the fact that Buju Banton organized all of this monetarily, effort-wise, Buju Banton would then go and make a post on social media when he delivered maybe about, call it say $500,000, couple $100,000 worth of, meaning using the cargo plane and then manpower and then the goods. So call it say $250,500 because the cargo plane was full to capacity. So therefore they're not going to make one trip because it is not penny wise. All of the effort, all of this, and then make a post on social media, I say missing some satellite system, missing stove. That makes absolutely no sorts of sense. What would he gain? Did he just want to create public mischief? It makes absolutely no sorts of sense when we think about it. That is the point that I'm trying to make. So let's analyze both of the videos that Mr. VAZ make. Now, Mr. VAZ is in charge of the portfolio that has everything to do with the airports. Let's talk about his first post when he said, Buju Banton should have contacted him because him and DISGRACE made it possible. Make sure that it was convenient for Buju to get his stuff for the plane to land, rate, lele, blue, blah, blah. Buju Banton did not need to contact you. Buju Banton went through the relevant authority that is responsible. You happen to be one of those persons, so therefore the call was made between you and DISGRACE and you did what you're supposed to do. Because the facts are these. Buju Banton is helping, doing a job that should have been done by the country, by the relevant authority who are responsible for the people. Buju Banton actually isn't responsible for the people. That is not Buju Banton's job. He is doing it out of the kindness of his heart, along with other persons. So therefore, he had zero reasons to contact you. Now, people, while I'm speaking, I am going to be putting the items and the itemized bill of stuff that Darrell VAZ said was turned over after it was taken off of the plane. The Buju Banton and his charitable organization. Let's talk about the next part of what he said. He is pretty much saying that Buju Banton is causing mischief. Buju Banton is lying. Nothing was missing. Everything was itemized. Everything was turned over. Then it might have been turned over to one of those customs brokers in a Spanish town. And if there was a problem, that is where the problem might have lied. So people, let's analyze and assess this situation. Was it a possibility that stuff was stolen from the plane when it was parked somewhere in Miami? Is it a possibility that stuff was stolen from the plane, meaning these satellite systems, Starlink, meaning stove, rete, lele? That is also a possibility. However, when we see the relevant authority is downright saying that Buju Banton is lying, Buju Banton is creating public mischief. Nothing, none at all was not missing. And that his ministry or the people that are working at the airport are honest. And what persons are saying, all of the backlash that they are getting on social media is not justified. It is public mischief that is caused by Buju Banton. Well, here are the facts. This is not just Buju Banton saying that he was robbed. I made a post maybe a week before Buju Banton said this, and a lady was saying the same thing. Family go down, she go down, all sorts of posts all over social media. If anything, if you ask 100% of the people that travel through Jamaica, what is your experience of putting your stuff in your bag in a foreign and then reaching down at Jamaica and get it? And people, this is not scientific. I am sure that more than 50%, call it say if even 51% of persons have lost something stolen out of their bag, out of their luggage. Same thing if you talk about where to pick up anything. Same thing if you talk about down at the airport. Same thing if you talk about down at the seaport. Any one of the ports that you go, it's the same cry. Thief and worries. So therefore, Mr. VAZ has no moral compass to talk about Buju Banton when he is in charge of a portfolio, meaning the wharf, meaning the warehouses, meaning customs in Jamaica, wherein a whole bunch of thief and hyena, it seems as if it is infested by just criminal elements that are there hustling and stealing persons' things. Giving people a hard time when they are coming through with their own personal stuff seems like bad mind. However, they themselves are thieving from people. Now, when we think about the reputation of Mr. VAZ, it is controversy and drama, accusations and allegations written all over it. The latest one being the controversy as it pertains to these big yellow school bus. $1.4 billion. The invoices look like something that a little picnic would make, or you could go on social media, go up on the net and find some software, meaning the backwards type. It did not even look professional for the amount of money. Now, people, don't get it twisted, don't get it misconstrued. The children in Jamaica needed transportation because of the minibus, because of the taxi, because of everything that we see was putting them in harm's way. And they needed to go to school and come back home safely. However, Mr. VAZ, in doing his good deed, also had ulterior motive, and that ulterior motive, which is the ulterior motive of most politicians. Thief something here, so thief something there, so. So therefore, 1 for you, 2 for me, 2 for you, 4 for me. He was lying in his pocket without a shadow of a doubt, whether his sheeples want to believe it or not. However, again, this is not political. Mr. VAZ also recently lost his visa through the United States of America Customs and Immigration. because there is controversy on his name as it pertains to the dealing of DRUGS. Mr. Vaz's name was also called up a couple of decades ago, in which a young girl lost her life. Generally speaking, Mr. Vaz is a politician. Politicians did not go into politics to help the people or make Jamaica better. They go in to rob and steal and then cut rich and leave Jamaica in the debt in which it is in right now. Speaking about generation of criminal politician, meaning both PNP and JLP. So therefore, if we have to talk about who is right and who is wrong, most persons are going to say Buju Banton has no reason to lie. Buju Banton is not trying to scrape and scrap no sorts of fridge or Starlink satellite. He bought them. Whether he had persons contribute, donate, or he bought them out of his own money, he put in the effort, he did everything that he was supposed to do. So therefore, he is right to go on social media and vent and expose a lie so that other persons can be aware. Other persons can be aware that whenever you're traveling to Jamaica, whether you're going to the Kingston or the Montego Bay Airport, be very aware that these people will steal your stuff. These persons have been stealing your stuff for decades, and these persons are still stealing your stuff. But Mr. Vaz has the audacity to go on social media, in a news and in a real life, and accuse Buju Banton of stealing, when all the time he knows. The man said it in his news conference that was old time, meaning Mr. Vaz, that persons were losing stuff at the airport. However, the new type of security, that is not happening. So when we assess and analyze this whole situation, we see that Mr. Vaz is in denial. He is not taking responsibility. He is not taking accountability. He is trying to do damage control. He is doing the best at PR. And that is because he does not want other persons that are willing, charitable organization, whether it is local or international, to be turned off. And obviously, persons are not being turned off. But it is good to get the right information so people know that they need to do them proper vetting process. They need to check. And based on what Mr. Vaz is saying, this is the only complaint that they've had. Well, the truth and the fact is that other persons, especially charitable organizations from overseas, they are not going to know that if and when them pack them barrels or boxes and send go to Jamaica, it is being stolen. So therefore, they are just going to assume that everything went okie-dory, A-OK. Not knowing that the thieves and the hyenas are working at these airport and seaport, all sorts of port in Jamaica. Now, one of those persons that are always defending everything JLP, specifically Andrew Holness, is Mr. Vegas. So apparently, Mr. Vegas went on a live in which a group of persons were speaking about the situation as it pertains to Mr. Darrell Vaz and Buju Banton. And Mr. Vegas was pretty much taken up for Mr. Vaz, the JLP, surprise, surprise, surprise. It seems as if Buju Banton was on that live and he was listening in very keenly. He then responded to what it seems to be responding to Mr. Vegas and other persons that were on that live. I want you to take a look to the interaction between Buju Banton and Mr. Vegas and other persons that were on that live. And then I'll give my piece.
This stuff, so it's rather misleading. We don't want to create any drama because our effort is to help the people. So when you're coming up on here as a political advocate and you're speaking your trash, get the facts right, because yes, you wasn't there. Okay? Neither will I be silenced nor bamboozled by all of you so-called lackeys. When I highlight this issue, you see the amount of Jamaican people who come out and share the same sentiment. This is not a partisan issue. This is a national crisis. Okay? Why would I post a picture of an empty barrel? You think I'm begging something from my people? You think I would go to the airport to ship an empty barrel and a cargo in order to send excess amount of money to fly to Jamaica? You think about it, good man. Have a good day. Stupid.
Well, you come and you make a point. You leave.
No, Marsha, wait. Hold on. When the gentleman came here, I see him already.
You did?
I did see him. I pressed on his page and I saw him. So when I tell us him there, I see him. In there a long time I listen. Buju, come here. Can you go and I'm gonna get fake question. You come here, Buju. Marsha, and look, you know, people on the jump off, make Buju come talk to me. Jump down, make Buju come talk to me. Because when me I talk to Buju, me know I unionize on my head. You want to be up here politics, so me can question Buju.
Yeah, man, I love there still.
You want to day here? Alright, some of you guys need to jump off the platform. Me and Buju have a reason. Yeah. Marsha, jump down, jump down.
My concern is if he's gonna say he
Garvey
was
Mill,
here,
come here. Come and see in our chat long time, you know. Come and see a long time, me see me know. I want to know say no see. Me see him, that's why me take him up. Me take him up. Kira,
Now, people, you heard what Mr. Buju Banton had to say defending what he said on social media, saying that he has no reasons to lie and he does not make any sorts of sense. What we come to realize when it comes to the JLP, and we thought that Mr. Vegas was just Andrew Holness's personal bodyguard, it seems as if he will defend anything that is JLP, whether they are right, whether they are DEAD wrong. In this case, we see that they are. Because when we think about the character of Mr. VAZ and the character of Buju Banton, most persons, average person is going to side. But Mr. Vegas, again, keeps putting his foot in his mouth, keeps defending something that is indefensible. It is a known fact that the airports, both of them, seaport airports, are infiltrated, infested with criminal element known as customs officer. So therefore, how is it that Mr. VAZ is defending them and then you are coming defending Mr. VAZ when you was not there? However, it is because of your bias. It is because that you're on some sorts of ass-kissing campaign. You're looking for an OD, meaning order of distinction. However, you are overdoing it. You're overstepping your boundaries. Point blank and period.